going on, guys? This is Card Warriors Magic, and today I have a really cool lesson, I guess, for you guys to learn. So this video is going to be about how to break in a new deck of cards. So this box of cards, this is the Bicycle Theory 11 deck, has already been opened, but it is fairly new, so it will work pretty well for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to open up a deck of cards and how to get it loose so that it's not stiff, as most decks will be right from the box. So to begin with, you'll get the box with the wrapping on it. I don't have wrapping on this one, but obviously nicer decks, they'll have a little wrapping around the box. If you just go ahead and pull that, all the wrapping should come off, but if that isn't there, I usually just take my fingernail and pull the wrapping off this part and then just unravel it all the way down. After you do that, go ahead and open up the sticker. Some boxes will be stickerless, but if it does have one, I usually use my finger. I just take this. Let me go ahead and show you. I'll bevel it out and just kind of stick my finger in and pull it through. You have to do it slowly though, otherwise you'll rip the box, because I have done that before. Or you can use scissors, or there's some fancy method where you go like that and it kind of goes out, which I don't know. But then you go ahead and do that, open up the box, pull the cards out, which will be in new deck order. Go ahead and pull out any cards that you aren't used to. When I always keep my jokers in the deck, but if you guys don't prefer to do that, go ahead and take those jokers out, any gav cards, any add cards, and then you can go ahead and start messing around with the deck. From the beginning, what I like to do, I'll go ahead and give it a couple of riffle shuffles. This will kind of loosen up the cards, especially on the sides, just get them a little bit more limber. What I wouldn't recommend doing with stiff cards is stuff like trying to do bending and stuff, tricks with bending, because that can hurt the cards kind of, because once they're bent while they're stiff, if you bend loose cards, it's not going to hurt them as much because they're going to be more susceptible. They're going to be less susceptible to getting bent in the wrong direction, but really stiff cards can get hurt more easily. If you guys do know the card spring, go ahead and do that to the cards in both directions after you've given it a couple riffle shuffles. This makes the corners loose and the cards are getting ready to be bent a little bit. But if you're just getting into doing the spring, do not do this because you'll bend the cards, like I said, with stiff. I've been doing the spring for a long time, so I'm fairly good at it. So you can go ahead and do the spring if you can do it well. I wouldn't recommend doing it otherwise. If the cards are slippery, do not try to dribble them right away, because sometimes they'll slip and they'll bend in the wrong direction. Wait until the cards have gotten less slippery before you do that, because you'll get the last part and you'll catch and it will bend really badly, and that won't be able to get fixed because the deck is stiff. So don't try to do that. But riffle shuffles are a great idea to do. And also, if you guys do know the faro, we will be having a video for that soon, or we might already have one. Just go ahead and do the faro, because this is great for new decks. It loosens up all the cards, and then, whoa, that was bad. And then just go ahead and do the move that you would do with the faro to end it, which is also really good for cards. That will get them a lot more bent. Not bent, sorry, I'm using all the wrong wording here. That will get them bending in the right directions and just get them more loose. Decks, sadly, they're not going to wear in right away. They're going to be stiff from the get-go. But go ahead, mix them up. Oh, by the way, this doesn't really do anything. It's just moving the cards. It's not bending them in any direction. You can do it. It doesn't really do anything. But definitely, I would recommend at least 3 things. Springing the cards if you're good at it. Just go ahead and springing them in both directions. Giving them riffle shuffles is great. And then faros are also really good for them. Just do the faro over and over. This will really help your cards. But if your cards are not faroable cards, don't do it, because they can get bent again. On the sides right here and here, farrowing the cards can kind of bend and make the card split from the two pieces of paper that are on both sides of the card. So don't do that. And also, like I said, don't do anything that you would have trouble doing with a slippery deck. Most magicians' deck will be really slippery from the beginning, so don't try to do stuff that could bend the cards because they're going to slip out of your hand very easily. So I wouldn't recommend doing stuff like that. But definitely riffle shuffle, spring, and the pharaohs. Those are all really good things for a new stiff deck. If you guys just do those over and over, it will wear it in. And then once the deck is less stiff, you can go ahead and begin doing your moves that you would be doing with other stuff. So yeah, that is how to break in a deck of cards. And I really hope you guys learned a little bit from this video, because it can be really difficult to um, break in a new deck of cards. It's always annoying when you have a stiff deck and it won't get unstiff. So yeah, go ahead and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to comment below as well what you want to see next, guys, and always be sure to subscribe. Thank you.